Hey guys, and thanks for joining me for yet another video. In this presentation, we're going to be making a tomato soup and applesauce infused meatball. Now, this meatball is going to be more on the sweet side. I wouldn't say it's more savory, it's more sweet. But I'll be here to walk you through each and every step till we achieve these results. So, let's go. So for this next recipe, we're gonna just be using, that's right, a bottle of applesauce. So you can use any applesauce of your choice. I'm going to be putting 2 cups of applesauce into this pot, and we're gonna place it on a medium-high fire until it heats up, and I'm gonna show you what we're gonna add next to that. So let's get this going on a medium-high heat. 2 cups. So to a frying pan, we put 1 tablespoon of butter in there, and to that I'm gonna add a half a teaspoon of minced ginger and allow these 2 flavors to melt and intermingle. And when it starts to actually heat up and bubble in, we're gonna add our next ingredient, but that's probably not gonna be until this butter melts. So we'll allow that to melt and intermingle before we proceed with the rest. So as you can see here, it's starting to develop a bubble, kind of a sizzle. We don't want it to start splashing. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add in 1 sliced onion. So this onion's just been pretty much sliced, and it'll break down in here a little bit into half a moons. So after 3 minutes of caramelization, we got a little bit of caramelized stuff going on here, and all our onions just split apart nicely. So in this bowl I have 25 cooked meatballs. They're frozen at the moment, but this is the best stage to place them into here at this point of being frozen and fully cooked. So what we're gonna do is we are going to turn our fire down from medium high to medium low. So we're just gonna allow our meatballs to sit like this on our onions on a medium low fire for about 5 minutes before we stir them around. So we just let that heat evenly distribute there, and then we'll start turning it for after 5 minutes. Now with the applesauce, it can be a little bit deceptive because sometimes it'll start to bubble and spurt and make you think that the whole thing's warmed up when it's not. But the bubbling, whenever it starts to do that in one particular section, that's an indication that you need to stir just to get everything evenly spread out. Right now it's pretty warm, it's not hot all the way yet, so I'm just gonna keep stirring it when it starts to bubble or splash until the whole thing really starts to heat up. So when your applesauce develops a boil, like this is truly hot everywhere now. It's just been bubbling up here and there, like you can see here, it's about to bubble again. So anyways, the whole thing is pretty hot, which is what you want. And then I have a can of tomato soup. Yes. So you're gonna put, and this is concentrate, the concentrate version, condensed soup. So you're gonna pour all of that into here. Meanwhile, your meatballs have been really sauteing with the onions. Yes, they got a little bit charred, which is okay. It just simply means it's been cooked nicely. So anyways, yeah, as you can see, it's not really burnt. It's just got a little bit of flavor to it, which is what you want, and your onions totally caramelized, which is what you want. You want that flavor. So to tomato and applesauce, you have some chive. You're gonna add half a teaspoon of chive, some rosemary, half a teaspoon of rosemary, thyme leaves, half a teaspoon of that, basil, half a teaspoon, half a teaspoon of parsley flakes, and half a teaspoon of black pepper. This is pure honey. Just going in with a tablespoon of that. A full heaping tablespoon of honey. The last 2 ingredients added was half a teaspoon of ginger and half a teaspoon of minced garlic. And then we're just gonna give everything a big mix, like, to incorporate these flavors. So So after your meatballs being on the fire for that 10 minutes, you're gonna take it completely off with your onions all caramelized like that. And you're just gonna have it on the side there, ready to go. So we added our tablespoon of butter to this, which will melt instantly because this mixture is super hot. It's on a medium low fire still. So at this point the butter is all mixed in, perfect. We're gonna go straight ahead on in now with our meatballs and onion combo. So we're gonna be adding this to this dish at this point. It's just developing a boil. So once you added your meatballs and your cooked onions into the mix, you're just gonna give it a stir to incorporate into the sauce. And you let the whole thing develop a boil for about 5 minutes. So you don't count your 5 minutes until you start to see this rolling boiling. So after you see that starting to bubble, then you set your timer for 5 minutes. Right now it's very hot, so it can bubble at any minute now, but once it starts, 5 minutes. One last ingredient, well two, that I just put in. I just put in 1 tablespoon of coconut milk into this, as well as 1 tablespoon of brown sugar. So that was added into this at the final stage here before it develops the boil. So once it boils to that 5 minutes with those last 2 flavors, everything should be complete. But we let it develop the boil first. It's very close to doing so. And then 5 minutes. So our 5 minutes have passed and I just turned off the stove now. These meatballs are ready to be served. They're going along with some creamy spaghetti. But yeah, I just wanted to show you a close-up. It tastes really nice. It has like a, I want to say like a maple glaze taste to it. I don't know why, but it tastes really good. Yeah, it's ready to go. So here we have the final product, the tomato and applesauce infused meatballs. So this is what it looks like, guys, and I hope you try it out yourself. Enjoy.